Just showing you a couple of our main medium-sized tractors. We've got a little Claas Harry on here, 6300, a 630, sorry, and a 6480 Fergie. That one's an 09 plate, is the Claas, and I think this one's a 61 plate. Yeah, that's the newest tractor we've brought farm and all, but there's nothing wrong with them. You know, I said in my other videos that stick with what you know. It's been a real good tractor this. It's done about 7,000 hours. We had a little bit of a crunch in back end. We went to change the back end oil and the filter, and we found a bloody great lump of gear in it. And anyway, looked in back end through filler cap in there. You may not see because it's down there, and you could see we poked a torch in there, and you could see crown wheel and pinion was ground up. Never heard a banger out like that, and it was still pulling hard. It was never at fault, but it slung a couple of teeth off. So that's the only problem that's had, and we don't know, unexplained. It must have been a weak gear out of the factory, we think, because we can't see. There's nothing in there to pick up. So yeah, this one's done about, we've had that one since brand new, the Fergie, and we've had this one, we bought it about 2 years ago. We're just short of a medium sized tractor, you know, for a bit of trailering and that type of jobs. And now, to be honest, we've had it on plough, does a bit of drilling, big square baler, very good on big square baler. It just romps away. It's the 630 is 145 horsepower. It's got a 6.8 John Deere engine in, same as what's in the 6.9, 6.8 30s. So it's about, yeah, 145 horsepower. So, and the back end is same as this, same as the Fergie. It's an Agco back end, same as out of that Fergie tractor. Preference on which one's best, I think that one. I think the Claas is a lot better to drive. It's a lot more driver friendly, a lot more responsive of the hydraulics and everything. It's just an easier to use tractor. I think that's one. I don't know about the Fergie. I can't gel with it. There's nothing's at arm's length, you know, and it just seems to be set out wrong. Whoever's thought about it, just I don't know. I hadn't thought about it, but I'm very unresponsive in the hydraulics and the clutch as well. You know, when you go to drive, if you're in a wet hole and you want to sling it into drive, it's like delayed. It's like eases itself into drive. Where that's real good on all counts, really. I mean, a lot of people won't entertain such as a Claas or a Fergie tractor because they're John Deere or Fendt. You know, they just love them, don't they? They get. But there's nothing wrong with these two products, and these are cheap. These, I don't know about the Fergies, but the Claas tractors are cheap. We bought this from our local Claas dealer trade, and it was only low 20s, and it had only done 5,000 hours a couple of years ago. Or 9 plate. Well, you don't get nothing for 23 grand. I think it was 23 grand or 23 and a half, which I was very pleased with. We bought it trade, so have a good look and take your chance. You know, if it blown up on way home, I'd have been in but we actually found out where it come from. A rung fella up and he says, oh, real good tractor. In fact, he said this one was better than his new one. So we took a punt on it. It had all front suspension done up because there's loads of pivots in that front suspension, which sort of unnecessary pivots, but it does ride very nice. Cab suspension's beautiful. Apparently, someone told me, I don't know whether there's any truth in this, but these dampers under cab here are something to do with Scania wagons. The same as what they put on Scania wagons, but I don't know whether that's 100% truth. No, good, real nice tractor. There's a few things like dropping to bits on it. Like that one, I was going to do it today actually, but this needs replacing. Little ram on there needs putting back on. Fridge for your can of beer or a can of Coke, whatever. That's bloody dropped to bits. He's had to tech screw it up because it was banging him out legs. Back winder's a bit saggy. It's cracking off on the mount. That one's sorting out, but Yeah, a little bit plasticky, maybe not refined like your John Deere or your Fendt. But yeah, it's everything's lovely at the ease. You know, like spool valves there, you know, gear lever, your throttle there, hydraulics band. Everything's just nice. It's just a nice sitting position and everything. But some people hate them. They say they're crap, and I can't wait up because I think they're very, very good for money. But like I said, some people all they want to buy is John Deere or a Fendt, innit? Wear the Fendt and John Deere boiler suits. Well, don't bother me. It's just there to do a job, innit? And try and earn you some money. But yeah, she's a nice thing. And that, I don't know, I can't, like I said, I can't gel with that. Philo works for us, he loves it. But no, it isn't for me. I'd rather sit on here. I think actually, they're similar horsepower. I think this is 145, that's 150, and that power boost in PTO and top gear. But I think that's more torquey. That's a Sisso engine. This is John Deere engine. The Sisso engine has got a little bit more low down grunt. This engine you have to be revving. You know, you want to be ploughing at 19, 20, 1900, 2000 revs, where that'll sit away at 1600 quite happy, just purring away. Fuel economy, they're both very thirsty if they're working. I mean, 150 horsepower tractors, in my opinion, if they're working, will drink as much as a 300. Well, they will anyway. Our New Holland over there, which is 340 horsepower, don't use much fuel at all because it's totally on top of job. You know, we don't over machine it, as in put massive great kit behind it. It's just walking away with it, so it ain't straining its guts out and ain't burning a lot of unnecessary fuel and pulling stuff at a pace where it's doing a good job. Where these two, if you put a 4 metre power on back and it's heavy going and it's really working, 8 hours you can get rid of 260 litres. Easy. You know, that more than this, I would say. I would say the Fergie, the Sisso engine, really working is quite thirsty. But when they aren't working, they don't use a lot of fuel. But what more can I tell you about it, really? Yeah, nice thing. I mean, they're all plasticky now, aren't they? You go in your John Deere's, I was surprised. We demoed a 150R, and I thought they were very, very plasticky inside. No, it was a nice tractor, but it was for money. You'd think you'd get refined a little bit more. You'd think you'd have a bit more build quality. Oh, one thing I hate about these two tractors, both of them, is the PTO assembly. The bloody PTO. You know, if you want to swap from 540 to 1000, you know, them bloody ringer bolts. I don't know whether you can see that ringer bolts, what you have to prat about with to do it, and they have come slack with us before, and the bloody Allen studs get worn, so you end up with getting them fast in. It's just an, I don't know, a crap rig. You know, I'm a McCormick, we've got a McCormick tractor, and all you do is circle it, pull it out, shove it back into, you know, 540 to 1000, put your circlet back on, job's done. Never worn at all. It hasn't worn in its bloody 9,000 hours. So why these don't do same? Or the big old girl, or the big Magnum, it's got two. Hope you can see, but it's got two, look. It's got your 540 there. We've got a 540 converter on there because we put it on corn dryer. So we could run the corn dryer at 1000 PTO with hardly any revs on tractor, save a bit of fuel. But that's 1000 under there, and that's just a simple rig, very, very straightforward. But I think tractor technologies move forward but move backwards. The build quality is not as good now as it was in that era. You know, some people won't entertain driving that hard last, but I love it. There's nothing wrong with that hard thing. You know, and like I said, there's now near here. Oh, bloody, some young lads that look at a 61 plate, alright, driving that. It's bloody wants to be on scrapping, doesn't it? Wants to be exported to Poland, let them have it. But there's nothing wrong with it. It just goes. We know all its faults and what faults it hasn't had. So I'm sticking with them. And to replace that, what would you be talking? 150, 60 horsepower tractor, you'd be talking. You wouldn't get no change out of 80,000, would you? And probably 100,000 for a John Deere or a Fendt. Not a pair of the modernist weapons, but they do us proud. If you like these videos, tick and subscribe, and you'll get notifications of future stuff we do. We're a mixed farm in East Yorkshire, and we're going to do like a video a week, sometimes on machinery, sometimes of, well, there's not a lot happening at the moment, but sometimes about what's happening on land, and then, you know, what we're doing with machinery. So, as I say, tick and subscribe, and bye for now.